Well, I cleaned up a little bit, so after surviving a bike ride on the most haunted road in the state of Illinois, I think it's only necessary to grab some food and a beer at the oldest restaurant and tavern in the state of Illinois, the Village Tavern. It's been open since 1849, so let's go do this. So this is the oldest tavern and restaurant in the entire state of Illinois, and I said it wrong. I said 1849, I think, earlier. It's actually 1847, according to the brochure that I got at the front of this tavern. So that's amazing. I'm going to try to get some juicy history from the bartender here. And we already learned a little bit today. This gentleman here told us that this massive bar from Mccormick Place came in through the window behind me. Pretty incredible.
It was. It took like a whole day to get everything through there.
He was here. He remembers that.
And it was wonderful.
And it's a great looking bar. It's a magnificent looking bar.
It is. Thank you.
So I've heard that this bar here was originally in the Mccormick Center in downtown Chicago, well, actually just south of downtown Chicago. And there was a fire, I believe, in 1967, and then they moved the bar here from the McCormick Center. So I guess this bar has been here now since 1967.
It was probably from down here,
yeah.
And this, you had this post, work post, and then you maybe had this section here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is different. So you could see where they blended in the piece down here.
Yeah.
And it made that, but this was like, this whole piece, 4 pieces, was like unique to get it. And they put it through that window.
That is amazing to me. So they must have taken the window out completely.
They took the entire window out. So they took this entire window out completely, and then they ended up, and the contractors had to push this in there before the bar was built, and then they put that up on the wall.
That's amazing.
So they took the other piece first. They had to take the bottom piece to land it on there. Then they put the top piece on top of it.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's quite
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Now I want to say this, I'm supposed to wear, I've got the chin diaper on right now, but I'll put it on if people walk by. It's pretty slow tonight, so they don't really care. They're not enforcing it as much. But anyway, this room here at the bar is the original tavern. This room here was a wagon shop back in the 1840s, 1847 to be exact, when that started. So where the bar is now is actually the oldest part of this tavern. So let's walk back here. So this room right here, this is the entryway to my left. This is where the original bar was located. I guess there was a like a circular bar or a horseshoe-shaped bar that was right here. And sometime in the 1960s, it was taken out, and this bar was put in where the original wagon shop was. So right now, this is the entryway, and they've got like a video gambling area here now. But if you walk over here, this is the actual restaurant area, and this was built, I think, in the 1960s. So this was built a little bit later, but they even have a live stage to my right where they do music sometimes. You can see they have a stage. But yeah, this is the original restaurant from the 60s. So the oldest part of this tavern is actually where the bar is located in this entry area. And this actual dining section here was built in the 1960s, so it's a little bit newer. Gotta love these stained glass lights, the big fireplace. But yeah, look at this. They even have the old-timey look on the tables, the white cloth, and the wood. They kept with the theme here with all the wood paneling and the wood posts. Great, and they've got copyrighted music playing, so I'm going to have to go through this quick. Look at this. They even have like a painted saw blade. So it's kind of cool. They're sticking with the theme over here. A lot of old-timey things from the mid-1800s. Wagon wheels. Dinner bells. Still works. So a nice little tour here of the oldest restaurant in the state of Illinois. Look at that. So quaint looking. Very quaint looking. What's also cool is along the walls they have a lot of historic photos, I guess, from Long Grove. It says Long Grove right there in the corner. So this is a photo here of downtown Long Grove. Oh my gosh, could that be the bar we're in right now? Kind of looks similar. I mean, I biked in from that direction. I'll have to look at that, but that very well could maybe be the Village Tavern. Not sure about that. I'm just kind of speculating. I got to go outside and see what the building looks like, but yeah, here we are. This is the oldest restaurant and tavern in the entire state of Illinois. And I want to be precise here too. This is the oldest continuously serving tavern and restaurant. I think there's a couple of other bars or restaurants possibly in the state that may have opened up before this one, then closed for a long period of time and turned into different businesses, different things, and then opened again recently. But this is the oldest continuously serving tavern and restaurant in the entire state of Illinois. All right, well that was the tour of the Village Tavern. Very, very cool place, and you can feel some of the history here. You can feel it in the air. I mean, take a look at this too. Look at these copper ceilings here at the entryway. There's just a lot of beautiful rustic old architecture here. It's really cool. The atmosphere really, you can feel it. You can feel the historic atmosphere. And I love this. Like you walk in, they have an old cashier's gate here at the entryway too. In fact, you have to come here to get seated, so you get to talk behind this thing. Where's my seat? Pretty awesome though.
Like a hole in there. What are you doing?
I'm vlogging.
Vlogging. Oh, all right.
It's a mystery. But anyway, beautiful place. Very cool. If you're in the suburbs of Chicago or visiting Chicago, come out here and dine, drink, be merry at the oldest restaurant and tavern in the state of Illinois.
The owner just left. You should have just caught me.
Was that the gentleman walking in the parking
Yes,
lot? I just talked to him a little bit and then came
He
in.
would have gave you all the information.
Is he off for the night?
But, yeah, he is.
Darn it. Well, I just missed the owner. But I have read that grandfather clock was at the famous Chicago World's Fair of 1893. So that's a pretty cool piece of history right there. And I think it still chimes. That's amazing.
And it will ring, but it's hard to find anybody to fix it.
Oh,
so
that makes sense.
The clock maker's got to tune this like perfectly.
That makes sense.
And so they've had only a couple people in the region that could do it.
I believe it.
Chip's got to call and they get a chance.
Well, it's such
it's off right now, so they got to reset it.
It's such amazing, mechanics and how they engineer these old clocks.
I know.
And that back in the day, all the
this come
gearwork.
from Germany, as you know.
Oh, it's from Germany.
It's from Germany, or Switzerland, right in that area, where they were fanatics. They were craftsmen on making any kind of a clock, a watch that would go around.
Oh yeah.
And so this thing has to be wound up every few days. There's a winding thing they do. So for that to keep up is like amazing.
There's like an image here too. It's like the moon or the sun.
Right,
does that rotate?
Yeah, it does.
That's awesome. They don't make them like they used to.
No,
That's for sure.
it's not. It's actually a replica.
That's amazing though. I love history, and the Chicago World's Fair was such a major global event back in 1893. This is a real cool piece of history to have.
Look at TikTok. Now there's some sort of but they actually have to wind this up, so it's an amazing piece of to just get this tuned up costs almost $1,000 each time they come out.
That's amazing.
Because there's so much intricacy in the gears and all the stuff they have in here. To keep a clock like this going, and although it's off by, I would say 2 hours, almost, it's amazing. There's wear and tear. You can see the brass is actually discolored a little bit, but it's amazing.
It's kind of interesting. So you could set it to silent.
Yes,
Right there too.
Yeah.
But it is set to strike. I think it will strike in a few minutes, maybe.
You ring 5 bells, and when you
But
get
it looks like though it's not functioning right now.
no,
Oh, okay.
no, it could be completely unwound.
I was here 2 years ago and I thought I heard this
Yeah, there's
chime.
no function on there. And it did. It chime up, and it will chime. Marielle,
Does it still chime?
Marielle,
Elise.
Elise.
Does the clock still chime or no?
What did
It
it last
does.
time?
Well, right now he has to have it.
Now put the camera on Elise.
No.
Elise, yes. Elise, now what do you think how old this clock is?
It's the Columbian exhibition from the Chicago.
Oh
World
no, I just
Fair.
noticed you have an Iowa State shirt on.
That's right.
No.
Oh, I have to go to a different bar now.
All right. Yeah,
I'm a Hawkeye
the
fan.
bar, sir.
Well, these are Iowa fans right
Oh,
there.
thank you. See, I'm not alone. Did we win today? We lost. Oh, we lost to the Boilermakers. Oh, it's gonna be a rough season.
Per who?
Yeah, per who? Exactly. But I have to say, if I can't remember if I recorded this chiming last time I was here or not, but if I did, I'll throw it in the video. But
I
this
gotta
is
tell
a
you,
really cool piece of history.
It would ring.
If it rings, I'll try to capture it.
Yeah, but I don't think you're obviously.
Not ringing.
No, it's not ringing. So, unfortunately, we won't hear the clock chime tonight. But I'll dig into my footage vault, my library, and I'll see if I have some audio of that. All
Oh,
right.
here is our wonderful.
Brewery called
Ooh, and it looks delicious. You know,
Tight head.
I'm glad that I'm being served by an Iowa State fan. I just have to say.
She's Iowa State,
There we
and
go.
although she made a mistake years ago.
I don't have a daughter. You shut up.
Go with the game.
All right. Well, I'm being served by an Iowa State fan, but what can I say? I just conquered Cuba Road. I survived it, so I think that deserves a celebratory beer from a local brewery called Tight Head. We should cheers. Cheers. Cheers, my friend. Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
All right. We conquered Cuba Road. I went to Iowa. I'm a Hawkeye, but I'm being served by an Iowa State Cyclone. It's all right. It's a small world.
And it's
But
okay.
this is
We
delicious.
welcome all types. We welcome all types there. It's okay. We're a friendly tavern.
We're not playing each other. It's
And a
okay.
welcoming tavern.
Cheers, everyone. And that beer is from Tight Head. It's a local brewery here in nearby Mundelein, another village in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. Now, they are known for a famous fish fry here every Friday night. It's an all-you-can-eat fish fry, and I think they still have that on the menu, so I will be ordering that if I can. So here's what we're dealing with. I did get the famous fish fry. They still have it, although it's not all you can eat tonight. It's Saturday, but it's still what's on the plate here. So their famous fish fry. I got some French fries, some coleslaw. I'm ready to dig in. Let's do this. The oldest restaurant in the state of Illinois. Bon appetit. This goes back 50 years.
50 years.
50 years. So,
The
wait.
German family originally owned this, but then they sold it off.
So last time I was here, he said they get this from Alaska.
They do now, yes. This is Alaskan, unbelievable. You're talking about the greatest food, fish fry, in the Lake County,
Digging in.
Chicago area. Even beats any of the Chicago restaurants.
Ooh.
And here's Mary
That's
Ann.
saying something for the oldest restaurant and tavern.
Oh, you know,
All right, so I got the fish fry.
all right, you don't want to
You know, I'm gonna eat the first bite without
rough for it. Anyway, so
without
it's a
the.
great food.
What is this? This is what do you call this sauce? This is just
That is
tartar sauce. Thank you.
tartar.
I'm blanking here. I'm drawing blanks.
Same thing, fish.
No,
You have the same thing?
it's not
really
beef
good.
tartar.
All right, I'm gonna do the first one without the tartar sauce.
Not
I'm
beef
just gonna
tartare.
chime in and start something.
Chime in all you want. The clock isn't chiming tonight, so you can chime in anytime.
We need a
Usually
chime.
I'm like that, like, hey, what?
This is delicious.
It's really good.
Chimes on the bottom.
This is delicious. Mom from Iowa State, it's delicious. All right, I'll try it with the tartar sauce now. tartar.
It's the fire.
No, see, it's not even
It doesn't
swinging.
matter. They won't know. You just say it's off.
You know what?
It's off. It's just
The
off.
tartar sauce is really, really good too, but this fish,
Now, a wooden spoon would be
this
the best.
fish, this cod from Alaska is so good that I don't want the tartar sauce. I'm gonna eat it without it.
It's
Yeah.
Alaskan Pollock.
It's pollock.
Alaskan Pollock.
Pollock.
Mary Ann
All right, it's
will
not cod, it's
explain more
pollock.
to you about
Let's correct this. So this is Alaskan pollock, and it's so good. I don't even want the tartar sauce. I don't need it.
it. No, beef tartare.
I just like it the way it is.
You got that beef tartare?
It's a good message on social media. Just be you. You don't need things to sauce and spice it up. Just be yourself. We like you the way you are. This is so good and it's healthy. It's Saturday night. If you come here on a Friday night, people in the Chicagoland area, it's all you can eat.
Get a collar for your
Pollock.
for your cat and walk.
Delicious.
I don't know.
At the oldest restaurant in the state of Illinois.
But they said
Look at that. Doesn't want to focus? Doesn't want to focus. There we go. Look at that. Look at the texture on this. Look at the texture on this.
Homemade breadcrumbs.
Oh, I should get them to
And then you should take a little picture of that. That's
Ooh.
the information of.
Sunday through Saturday. And there's the famous Friday night fish fry. I'm getting some reflection, some feedback. Actually, they got prime rib tonight too, but I had to do the fish fry. It's really, really good. There's a bunch of information.
The prime rib is
Probably can't read it, but I will ask this bartender. She's an expert here about the history.
She is.
This is the oldest restaurant and tavern in the state of Illinois. Are there ghost stories here? Is there haunted
There are, and
things that happen?
unfortunately, I can't tell them to you.
But I can
Because
tell
it
you,
would ruin the
if you
spirit.
shift to me, I will tell you. So upstairs there, you'll see the loft. That's where the ghost stories start. And,
Oh, there's a loft. I didn't even notice
There's
that.
a loft. No, well, that's why I want to tell it to you. That's where you're going to hear a lot about different sounds and people that see things up there.
Have you seen anything?
I've not seen it, but
has not.
this is the
The only spirits he has seen are right here, behind the bar.
So that moose was
Uh-huh.
over 1,000 pounds.
Oh, the bull moose?
Yes.
This is a big moose.
He was a ghost at one point.
And
Now,
so,
The spirit of the moose haunts the bar.
and the bear
Oh, I
was
didn't even see the bear. The
550
moose
pounds.
was covering up the
So
bear.
don't forget that. Look at the size of difference.
Well, that's a black bear, right?
That's a black
Yeah.
bear. It's very indigenous.
Look how big this moose is. I'm looking at his gobbler. There's a good view of the moose's gobbler there. Whatever you call that. This man knows everything about the bar here. I'm impressed.
Oh, you go to shoot a moose like that.
And that is the biggest baseball bat I have ever seen in my life.
They'll spare you right in the nut.
Gotta love that. It's a Cubs baseball bat, but Budweiser is brewed in St. Louis, yet they're still representing the Cubs, and I like that.
Here, I'm not
So there you have it. Not a lot of ghost stories here, which it is what it is. It's just off Cuba Road, and it is the oldest tavern in the state of Illinois, so you would think there'd be some spooky stories, some strange things that go bump in the night with all of the people that have passed through these doors for over 150 years.
This is a
But maybe not. Maybe it's just an old bar that people
It's got
love.
great food, and you got
If
great
anything, we've got the
spirits.
drink spirits.
I bow my head 3 times here every time I get 2, 3.
I love this guy.
Release the spirits.
You have to do it 3 times?
3 times. Don't do it once. Don't do it twice. 3 times.
It's like Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice,
But yeah, well, you could just say the word Julie, that'll do it too.
Julie.
Right. I
Okay,
have to leave.
bye, JT.
oh, take care, JT.
You're all
Oh,
set.
you leaving?
Yeah,
You leaving
do it,
us?
please.
Aw.
You check back with Chip.
I will.
For truer facts.
That's the gentleman I ran into in the parking
Right,
lot.
right. So he'll be here tomorrow at noon.
JT.
Yeah,
Nice to
JT,
meet you.
yeah.
No, thanks for all the history.
So, but I
Learned a
know
lot.
we have very little bit compared. We're talking.
This is JT. He is the historian and the expert here at the tavern. Have a good night.
Yeah, I'm not an expert, but I'm just like.
He's being
I'm
modest.
trying to help out.
He's
I'm
being modest.
I'm being honest, unlike some people.
Oh no.
The oldest tavern and restaurant in Illinois.
Don't you know?
They still have some of the best fish I've ever had in the U.S. And believe it or not, I know it's Illinois. I would say we're technically landlocked, even though we have Lake Michigan, one of the greatest natural lakes in the world, right next to us. But this fish tastes very, very fresh. It's delicious. Highly recommend. So I know I was bouncing back and forth between these two dates, 1849 and 1847, and reading this menu that has the history of this area on here. I think I know why I was a little confused. So this tavern was technically opened as the Village Tavern in 1849, but in 1847 there was a tavern here that was then called John Zimmers Wagon Shop. So it was a wagon shop and also a tavern, which is kind of cool. I mean, if you could imagine, let me get the microphone fixed here, but if you could imagine taking your car in somewhere to get fixed and then having a beer or two on the side, I mean, that's pretty awesome. So back in the day, this was like a repair shop and also a tavern. Win-win. Oh, that hit the spot. So good. The oldest restaurant, you still got it. You still got it. Delicious. So we've got a poison apple drink made specially here from our lovely bartender, Elise.
Jack Daniels.
It's got Jack Daniels and apple cider, right?
And a splash of cranberry. And a little sprinkle of pumpkin pie spice.
Ooh, I like that. So we're getting seasonal. All right, I'm gonna take my chin diaper off and enjoy this amazing looking cocktail made by Elise, and it is called a poison apple. Now, one thing I want to say, and I have a video on this topic, you should watch it if you haven't yet, but Long Grove is known for a couple festivals that they do, seasonal festivals. There's one called Chocolate Fest, which is held in May. There's another one called Strawberry Fest, which I just learned tonight was the most popular one, so I'm gonna have to do that hopefully next year when things get back to normal. And that is held in June. But there's another festival called Apple Fest, which is held every September, and I have a vlog on that. So if you haven't seen that, go on my channel, check it out. It's a blast. It's a very popular festival here in the suburbs of Chicago. But the reason I'm bringing that up is Apple Fest is a huge deal here, and here I have at Long Grove, at the Village Tavern here in Long Grove, a poison apple. So let's drink this. Cheers, mates. Oh, wow. This is delicious, and it's warm and toasty. I tell you what, after that cold bike ride that I had today, this definitely warms me up. Come here and get a poison apple. Cheers. And even though Elise is an Iowa State fan, it's okay. She still makes a damn good drink. Well, it's been fun today. We survived Cuba Road. We didn't get attacked by a phantom car. We survived White Cemetery, and I just had the best meal I've had in a long time here at the oldest tavern and restaurant in the state of Illinois. I've said that a lot tonight, so don't turn a drinking game into that. But speaking of which, it's time for me to get out of here.
How's your poison apple, Erik?
It is delicious. There's one last thing I had to check on. The covered bridge. It's back. It was destroyed a couple years ago by some idiot truck driver that tried to go through a low clearance. It knocked out the top of the bridge, but it is slowly coming back. Here it is. Take a look. The famous covered bridge of Long Grove. Now, I'm not sure why it's tattered up there, because all of this siding is completely new. When I was here last year for Apple Fest, and if you haven't seen that, you need to check out that video. I did an Apple Fest vlog here last year, and there was no siding or anything on this bridge because it was wiped out by a stupid truck driver that sped through this, even though there was a low clearance on the bridge. But it's back. Awesome. And you can't see anything here because it's so dark out, but I am literally walking underneath the famous covered bridge of Long Grove. Good to see ya. Good to be back. But I am kind of questioning why the wooden boards are all tattered right there. I don't know if somebody else drove through with a truck that was too big for the 8'6" clearance, but cool. Awesome to see. It's good to be back.